Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Oh, whoa, whoa. Can't figure out. I've been reading these word problems and I can't figure out whether I need to multiply or divide.
Let's break this down. Both multiplication and division involve two themes. They involve equal groups, and they also include the involvement of total items. When considering whether to divide or multiply, you need to ask yourself two questions. Is something being separated or is something being combined? Multiplication is all about combining equal groups to find total amounts of items, while division is all about taking those total items and dividing those by equal groups in order to find the number of items per group. The multiplication symbol actually means groups of. So instead of saying 3 times 5, it's equivalent to saying 3, the number of equal groups, times the number of items per group, which is 5, equals the total items, which is 15. Whereas in division, dividing means to separate that total quantity into equal groups, meaning 15, the total items, divided by 3, the number of equal groups, equals 5, the number of total items per group. Or 15 total items divided by 5, the number of total items per group, could equal 3, the number of equal groups. So it could be two different ways when it talks about division. For example, 37 times 28 equals 1036. That's equivalent to saying 37 groups of 28 items per group equals 1036 total items. Now, division-wise, 1036 divided by 37 equals 28, which is the same thing as saying dividing 1036 total items into 37 equal groups equals 28 items per group. There are three main scenarios when pondering which math operation you need to use based upon what is given. Sometimes they give you the number of equal groups and the number of items per group in the problem and ask you to find the total number of items. In that case, you need to multiply. There will be cases where you are given the total number of items and the number of items per group and asked to find the number of equal groups. In that case, you need to divide. Then there are times where you're given the total number of items and the number of equal groups and asked to find the number of items per group. In that case, you need to divide. Basically, if they give you the total and they're asking you to find either number of items per group or the number of equal groups, you need to divide. So look for that total. If you see the total, divide. If the total is not given and they're asking you to find the total, that means you need to multiply. Let's take a look at three versions of the same word problem. A movie theater has 1,036 seats. There are 37 rows with the same number of seats in each row. How many seats are in each row? In this problem, you're given the total number of items, which is 1,036 seats, and the number of equal groups, which is 37 rows, and you're asked to find the number of items per group, which in this case would be the amount of seats in each row. So you'll have to divide in this problem. In our second problem, there is a movie theater with 37 rows and 28 seats in each row. How many seats are in the movie theater altogether? So in this problem, you're given the number of groups, which is 37 rows, and the number of items per group, which is 28 seats, and you're asked to find the total number of items, which in this case would be the amount of seats altogether. So you're going to have to multiply in this problem. Our last example, a movie theater has 1,036 seats. There are 28 seats in each row of the theater. How many rows of seats are in the theater? In this problem, you're given the total number of items, which is 1,036 seats, and the number of items per group, which is 28 seats. And you're asked to find the number of equal groups, which in this case is the amount of rows of seats in the theater. So in this case, you'll have to divide. So like I said before, if you're given the total number of items, there's a good chance you're going to have to divide. If you're asked to find the total number of items, you're going to have to multiply. Let's summarize everything up with this pretty little Venn diagram I made. Both division and multiplication involve total items and equal groups. Now, when we're talking about multiplication, it's all about combining groups. The actual symbol, multiplication symbol itself, symbolizes groups of. In multiplication word problems, you're asked to find the total of items after you're given the number of equal groups and the number of items per group. Now, when we're talking about division, it's all about separation. The division symbol is about separating total items into equal amounts. You're given the total number of items and asked to find one of two things. You're either asked to find the number of equal groups or the number of items per group. My 7 steps to success, attack and work problems on tests. My 7 steps to success, attack and work problems on tests. My 7 steps to success, attack and work problems on tests. My 7 steps to success, my 7 steps to success, my 7 steps to success, attack and work problems on tests. My 7 steps to success, attack and work problems on tests.